You return to the desk. You turn away from the desk. A low-budget clandestine publication. It consists of some, ostensibly a how-to guide. It doubles as firearms good, ethics bad. There are times in the conduct of human affairs when it becomes necessary to wang someone or something. You would too, if your name... Are you asking yourself whether law-abiding individuals are treated with... It goes on extensively. The tone veering back and forth between sardonic hand-washing and out. Probably not. The wang is the theory. Across time and space, you feel another the perfect guide for making a... The instructions specify material. 500-gram hard plastic melted down. One, the precarity of anything resulting ball bearings. Yes. And it is up to you to scavenge it all. A fair amount of this stuff is lying around the workbench in photo 24. Dotted lines mark the edges of three-dimensional objects unfolded into two objects. A larger one is a mold that the spirit of Wang rebuilding it will be the... You hold the photo, the whole sick. It wasn't actually your birthday. You just... There you are, together. And yet in the photo, all a smile. There's tempo. Off the drink and vocal. Far left. A frame built for violence. Bulbous, glistening skull shaved. People like Tempo move through life telling themselves the devil is in the soul. Next to you, Ramses is warm silence, nodding along. It's hard to tell whether to the mute. Black bangs, a scarf, her face always seemed. Ramses smokes inside, indifferent to law. She says they remind her. Now they remind you of her. You still have them. To your other side, Vespa keeps disappearing and reappearing with too small sobriety. Even though she's just arrived, Esty looks ready to leave. That she's older than anyone else there by at least 10 years. Small eyes in a smaller frame. Looking... Even now, the sight of her brings up difficult feelings in you. Holocene arrives last, thinking it's only going to be the both of you. He goes pale. He's appalled by your sentimental fallacy. You know it's an empty threat. Even then, the last thing any network should think of. And somehow, despite... It disappears back in... A shade in a leather jacket from the deity acknowledges its supplicant. Your heart rate, jagged metal, independently... The pads of your fingers itch. Black and white panels whip by. A word bubble filled with scratchy handwriting conjures a raspy voice in your mind's ear. A polyp on the clawed fist hitting a pulped face. The violence itself off panel. But a figure, man, woman, or demon. It's unclear. Being consumed. It wasn't a guy. It was a moon cultist. Part of the wicked cabal responsible for killing his companion and lover, Aurelia Mist. At least he did. This isn't even the best arc. Wait until he finally masters shadow. You pause on a splash panel. The ombre stands in a pool of swirling water, a tiny ocean floating in a void of liminal space. Before him, a red cloak, in the shape of his own silhouette. His own body bag rises out of the water. The longer you look, the more details are revealed to you. A tiny face, the astringent chemical stink of cheap ink curls you. The comic inks aren't even going to give you a head rush. But flipping the magazine open to where its bindings hold the pages together. This isn't a poster, it's just a page. The latest issue of a litter. 2 greyhounds frozen in mid-gallop against. There's no logical connection between. The table of contents lists dozens of names you don't recognize. Pages filled with heart, with soul. You alight on a double-page spread of poems. The first is about an ungrown hawthorn tree. This only serves the people as an example of experimentation inside a given medium is despite containing. There's at least one of these. It's claimed that a non-poem draws a. Maybe that's why you were taken out of action for 5 years. The non. Easy to say when you don't share your poetic efforts with any. Nothing so vulgar. Just more fastidious arrangement. Focusing on the relentless black on white of the pages make your eyes strain with effort. It is no longer a magazine. You turn the magazine back. Asymmetrical grid. Holocene would love this section. Cryptograms are his thing. They are intended for the general public. If a niche section. You've already solved Tempo Cipher since you returned. You turn the magazine back to its cover. For interest in obtaining a subscription, to purchase in bulk or to make a submit. A gold embossed logo type. It is only possible to make up. Seems like an acknowledgement. Thanking someone or something. So that's it. He's got asset virtue, confirmed, zeroed out. Words that echo of marble, drum.
Only 2 possibilities. His own brothers?
His employer.
News of a dead carabinero usually comes with jokes and shit talk. Maybe drinks. But sure as the Cape boy. He's been on the shit list for a while, I'm sure. Maybe he pissed off one. And this part didn't look too good the last time we met.
You recall Vespar speaking of his time in the Guardia Municipal, a decade of low-stake days. The young man stares at...
As much as Vespar's outfit bothered me, you stand by everything your employer does, Habibti? There's this old Rastamian saying my grandmother liked. Some... Nothing so far. I was asked to keep an eye on her not long ago. You know.
By whom?
Baby girl, there are many questions. Just stay away from there. I'll be seeing you.
The intercom glitch. Nothing happens. The lights are off. The revealed intercom. FO Red and Black Special Edition. You may find it. FO Red and... The coins vanish with a jangle. Nothing. You were warned that the... Maybe this machine fears you. Maybe it doesn't want to give away a part of itself to us. Something rattles within the machine's guts. Your hands glimpse the machine's full weight. Cumbrous movement, glacial reaction speed. The automaton may be large, but it is beatable. If you must go down here, bring the future down with you. With a creak and a splinter of light, the machine tilts toward the last thing you...
Hello, again. Until next. Hello, again. Until next.
The now unoccupied.
Hello there. Line. Hello there. Line. Hello there. Lines off.
You step away. The brightly coloured cans and cigarette packets seem even more vivid upon you if you change your mind. Tiny figures jog across. 15 minutes pass. In your trance state, you hear of. It's only when the channel cuts. The bartender gives.
Uprant. Till next.
Hello again. I can't pay you any more today. The boss will ask questions. Anyway, night's starting to... See you.
Did not tell you to...
The GM gives you. You step into the booth and press the receiver of the phone. You hang.
You have returned for trade. Let GM try. Farewell.
An assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting, adorned with faint chalk marks and bright yellow labels. You step away. An assortment of cargo crates sit. Around you, dock workers under your fingertips. You retract your hand. A single top shelf tobacco. There's at least ash on a black fur collar, piercing blue eyes. Ouroboros Black was Tempo's favorite brand. It's always with a man overly concerned about more. You step away. An assortment of cargo. You step away. The brightly coloured refreshments seem even more vivid upon your return. The refreshments remain dormant. The smuggler inclines his head. You see him, boots braced on a trembling deck. Ignatz, the man you first saw at photo. What have he got to pseudopod? Ignatz was lurking around Photo 24 after all. A possibility. A jolt of fear snaps through you. Right. Unclear if he noticed. He sniffs idly. One of 8 great trenches in the mapped world. Its edges run from the Telmar Gulf. He lowers his head and the container is still overfull with rubbish. The rubbish can... The container is still overfull with rubbish. The archives demand bravery and diligence. The mass before you is your choice. Nothing of note yet. False teeth, a broken bottle. You pluck a few coins from the fetid heap. This is how you imagine the insides of an eyeball would feel. Various slimy texture. Before you can grab it, it dissolves back into the warm mud. You pick carefully through the expired coffee. Greasy. 2 for yes, 1 for no. The echo in the room. A gasp with a decent imitation of Genghis Balek's stuff. A scrawl of red ink above the typed words. We thank you for your submission. A highly discerning one. Judging, you've now penetrated to your fingers get to the bitter scent of rock. Luckily, your diligence is not in vain. Your fingers can't. It's a pair of grimy glasses, large black frames, and what might the missing vendor. These are the glasses he was... This neighborhood isn't residential. There's no... As if you needed any additional confirmation that you're in the right place. The rubbish container... Bagman gestures wildly on the telephone.
I know about the boars. Find out what...
The sounds from the... Sprawled in front of you is a huge... It looks exactly how you imagine that. Work this out, and you should be able to... The controls before you are unlabeled. Sequential logic applies. Operating the control. First, press the red button. The switch and lever suggest a mechanical interlock. Hard to gauge which... For now, the red button. Work out the rest after. A short, powerful hiss of water. First step confirmed. Sluice cycle initiated. Next, either switch or lever. It doesn't budge. The metal switch flips the... That's the sound of being technic... A hum of machinery runs. No warning lights, no worrisome noise. You leave the control panel. The large pipe outside the window catches your eye again. The pipe twists out from the concrete like the roots of a plumbing tree. An interconnected system, a simple loop. It's a central part of the water lock mechanism. Somehow these tubes drain and pump it. Normally, a water lock would be above ground and entirely manual, but this isn't. There are doors at either end, and a sluice gate to lower the water inside the lock. The latter is probably located inside the largest pipe, the one you're staring at right now. Correct. The water level is up right now. If you can close the gates, it's a simple matter of figuring out which control releases the water through the sluice pipe. Indeed. And as you've established, it's possible that hiding somewhere within... The machine is still soured by the smell of the piss smell.
Lonely.
His half-hooded eye.
Goodbye.
The bed welcomes you. The darkness outside. Peeling wallpaper, faded patterns. A great void of expression. A shadow from a passing. Bergman watches on approvingly as you secure his position. You step back and survey your decorative efforts so far. You've been starved of art. The wall feels less. The bed welcomes you. The stillness of the room quietens your... Raw information atomizes itself on the... and rings.
Hello again. I will.
Ah, hello. Adieu. Ah, hello again. That'll be me. I'm a keen cryptographer. Sometimes, after a long session, I dream in... It's not unnatural for one so dedicated.
Perhaps all your work as an operant has just been...
Well, firstly, as with anything, but secondly, don't be fooled. Cryptography is a game of chess where one player is absent. It may appear they are, aren't they? You have been taken in by...
An obscure pleasure.
They are. It's a journal of contemporary poetry. Is there anything specific you'd like to know about it? Oh. What gave you that idea? As I understand it, that's why she's here.
Probably covering for her. Possibly in denial about her subordinates' incompetence.
Appreciating the arts and creating them are two very different things. Few of us are blessed with both gifts. Of course, anytime. Brilliant. What did you make of our selection? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. I imagine you do. Please, go ahead. Of course. And good. As long as you have a poem this time.
She takes your work and examines...
Well, the material is there. I can't deny that. There, we don't do handouts at the review. Now, I will elevate your piece to the craft standards of the Noscorentes.
Of course, Haya. In fact, why don't I take this one? I could do the practice. I'll make sure I pay special attention. Why don't you head to my downstairs office and I'll be with you shortly. I'll just make sure my pen's...
She touches the red pen around her neck and smiles.
Not usually, no. At least...
The metal drawer slides out nearly sound. After a moment of rifling, your fingertip catches on a sharp edge. The culprit is strangers in grainy black and whites. Each of them seems to have left the same way. There were reports of a ghost site labor colony on Ildersay. Whatever it is, it's certainly... You skip through the stack until your eye catches on a man's face. The last time you saw him, he was smiling at... He looks exhausted and grubby, crumpled at the corner. Visitor Krantz Eno. Notes, prolonged interrogation, mostly unsuccessful, until gone. You have found someone who... It disappears soundlessly. You look for any young woman, obviously a stage name. She could still be in here. You bend your arm at an uncomfortable angle. Not even a lost paper. The drawer's base makes a thin rattle. Not... You pull your hand back from the standard issue cabinet. File. Enter Cascade. Del. The files blur. Then your... SD Newitz. Head of Human Capital. And your old asset. S-Doc. Still draped in the same cover you left her in. She is fastened to her cover. Unbearable dissonance reflected back on itself. Synced in and phased out. Or maybe it was so bad she couldn't claw her way to the surface. Something about unreturned phone calls. Cold, old Megaton. A telephone from 5 years ago startles in its cradle. Wake.
Herschel, it's Esty. I'm going...
Her phrasing that day always stuck with you. The memory bleeds away. An address listed in the housing campaign, existing in You store the file in the cabinet, and the information for later use. The metal rattles against it. The metal drawers, the metal drawer, strangers, and each of them seems... There were reports of a ghost, whatever it is. The metal rattled. The heavy steel door contains a single small window. Next to it, another. As with anything that talks in this city, it is emblazoned. Heavy condensation is obscured through layers of glass. Nothing can be... Your fist barely makes a sound. You hear a brief, static crackle. It fades out to leave the... You hold your ear to the box. Living electricity.
Stop rapping on my door. Don't you people ever tire? Have my jailers already forgotten me? Very sad. I can barely make you... All right, Spirit. Do you have a name? That's not a name. That's a falsehood. I agree.
No, it still matters a great deal.
They turn off the lights here at night. You must be Temple del Sur's well-connected friend.
A knot of tension forms between your eyes. Once again, where is that sub-editor? A wave of static crashes over the line.
Briefly, I was making a personal call from one of those inferno. Soon after, I found myself in this waterlogged. I might have gathered. For an entity devoted to human, you could say we're both servants of culture. The allies against Emter's ridiculous culture blockade. Boo-hoo-hoo. I haven't the faintest idea. He's falsely imprisoned by one enemy. So I didn't kill Tempo del Sur. Though if Deneb gave me the chance to go back, sure.
For a moment, nobody said.
Tempo assured me the opera were enthusiastic about...
Here it is, the side deal. First of several, potentially. A long crap.
I procured for Tempo del Sur an extremely rare device. The only one of its kind outside the Illuminated Empire. That is what he called it, yes. I would tell you all about it. But of course he did. I smuggled it out of the Empire in my own diplomat.
The Galliana is withholding sacred loot.
But tell me, if Tempo is no more, what has become of this extremely rare device? Not that it's any concern of mine just now. Not that many. Only the big one. It's not easy to leave the Illuminated Empire. Tempo promised he would call in certain favors. Please, my socks are so true. The buttons of my feet look like wrinkled tissue. I'd like to be out of here before my toes start to blacken. Let's not keep your masters waiting. There's a ritual in motion, Nameless One.
The phone line hisses. Is this the sound of the trap springing? There won't be one. The line remains connected. No sound of movement above. Just drip, drip.
Apologies. I had to attend to a personal matter. A large rat swimming along the floor of my cell. It's not too hard. Right, the reason you're here. There's a very important man on his way to Portofino as we speak. His name is Facundo Reyes.
Minister of Mass Culture for Leluz, political theorist, suspected war criminal. As of this year, 26% of all media originates from Lusian-affiliated distributors. With estimated age, mid-70s. Known photos, 0. While his influence is, like all the opera's great enemies, Facundo...
To his friends, he's still just Facundo. Cool is an alien concept to the Lucian mind. But then, I become wretched and ignoble myself. So we've established. Secret treaties, matters of mass culture, all to be discussed with our mutual antagonists. Fun stuff. I asked the same question and received an electrical shock to the scrotum for missing pop star. Who do you... Ultravioleta. Missing. This is grave. Very grave. And spoken like one with the emotional register.
A shiver of electro...
Just one question before you scurry back to your masters.
What might have begun as an inhale of... Amidst the violent buzz of fluctuating electrical signals, you sense the edges of your eyes begin to burn, pooling at the back of your mouth, and if there is an answer, it reaches you. Footsteps right above you, coming this way. In the crimson dark of the room, it's hard to make out much of anything. Disused office equipment stacked in a clumsy pile. It will be a struggle to dive in and cover yourself back up in such a way that you can't be seen. But possibly. The far corner of the room contains nothing but sodden-in boxes of a doorway blocked by a heavy steel shutter. The full weight of your... In the open doorway stands the sub-editor. You can just make out the shine of a red pen, held aloft, dagger-like. Cold liquid snatches at your steps like wet. We're dead-ended. A crackle on the water surface, then...
Hello again.
The copy editor taps.
Here's what you were so desperate to see.
Above you, a little girl holds up a snail for her father's inspection. Its eye stalks stretched towards him.
A confession. I've never read. Let me try something.
She runs her thumb over the pen, teasing its mechanical tip. 10,000 need. You're wearing epidermal electrodes. Contact points for a remote electroshock device. Sick.
There are conductors in the water, too. You got a mouthful of it when you blacked out.
Explains those hideous rubber boots she's wearing.
No, I just prefer people.
A click beneath her thumb and a jolt of pain. Fuck. Scattergang. Gnaw arms off. Run.
I am an interrogatrix for l'Empire sans territoire.
Keep that electricity flowing. This may be your best chance at augmentoid conversion.
Using our cover as cover. Who won the Nos Correntes prize for best original hexameter?
Trick question. Hasn't been decided yet.
Désolé, Lapinette. You already lost your chance. It went to some tedious old note. What is meant by...
The description of a work of art as a literary device.
Ugh, right. Can you believe they have a word for...
Her smile changed.
How does it make you feel?
Inadequate, weak, morose.
Ah, Lapinette.
Her thumb hovers over the pen. No, not again. Click. Your body spasms.
So, let me... Your opera, right?
Your right eye twitches.
Thought so. I let you talk to our prisoner because I thought he might be chattier with you, and that you'd break more easily than him. You're as much a poet as I am.
Slanderous.
One more question on that. How...
A memento from the protests in 81. The bullet by your heart. The one gunshot victim D. Long-range penetration. She was scouring your body while you were out.
How cinematic. I hope the bullet isn't making the electricity.
Thick. You smell smoke. Sear off the flesh. Replace it with stain.
Who are you?
Die to electricity. Awaken as metal. The woman blinks twice and adjusts her.
No more? Merde. I was enjoying that. C'est dommage.
She stares at you, lips pop.
What is your...
Just tell her. Fuck.
Do you have any affiliations outside the Operant Bureau? What makes someone a friend? Are you currently on assignment?
Yes and no. Just no, really. She frowns.
Interesting. You weren't lying there, were you, Lapinette? That doesn't seem... That face under your mask, is that your true face? Why did you peel the plastic off my intercom? Do you really believe the things you say? Do you find me attractive? What does the offer...
We have no idea.
That was unimpressive. Ma pauvre Lapinette. You didn't do a very good job there, did you? If only, Lapinette. If only.
A star with no You are forever cradled in the 10,000 limbs of the party.
Toute chose qui existe.
Click. The world drops. You wake to blurry vision, flooding. The setting sun is hot on your face. Alive. You have infiltrated the enemy's labor camp. An opportunity to build communism in Capital's backyard. The couch doesn't look as much a part of it as someone is standing near. Your eyes realign and find a young girl staring at you, chewing a lock of...
Over there. I don't know. I just found you asleep.
A derelict beach, a grey canal, and the Noscar... You didn't move at all. Someone else did it.
I was with my dad, but he had to go grown-up fishing.
It will be dark.
Can you help me with something?
The girl holds out a small hook tangled in fishing line. You take the hook and... Double. Lost in theatre. Status, cap... Your hands are trembling.
Mantis shrimp.
Faster than you. It's a haphazard tangle of wire. Your wrists burn, the skin chafed, your shoulders. You pick at the wire, coming apart at the seams. This time you weren't. Next time you might be.
Are you okay?
Nothing a prolonged ideological realignment session won't fix.
You can always play it, but you seem so...
You tug on the last loop of thread. The tangle vanishes as the hook...
I don't know. Very...
She knows the feeling.
Cool. Thanks so much. Oh, yeah.
She holds out a plot of folded paper.
The man with no heart.
Owlsman, the null persona.
Yeah. Is he your dad? Oh, okay.
It appears to be an anatomically contoured, dynamic, expressive, a shining example of the form. Easier, yes. The flattened paper reveals a handwritten message within the ship. Big ticket item about to hit the organ block. Opening bids already coming in. Below the scrawled text, a childlike drawing of a heart, coloured in red. Houseman no doubt organised your release from the jail.
The heart is pretty. Maybe it's like a prize. Nope. For what?
This marked payphone then. It seems someone will be waiting for you on the other end. Wet cloth and tiny cylinder. Looking at the device, like the one over there. You return to find in line with your observations, a violent pressurized hiss is heard as the lock drains. You leave the control. The pipe twists out. They adjust pipe. The intercom glint. The indicator light flick. A thin whip of more void noise. You might as well be the revealed in. You pour a large plastic drinks cup. A plastic wolf in round spectacles. Someone seems to have put this container. Eager Wolf joins the crew. It seems to be a novelty cup. The heavily applied paint. This is full polycarbonate plastic and carcinogenic bisphenol A glory. It is the sole purpose for their existence. There must be some kids around. copper light spilled across.
Love Hotel.
He looks to you, half a smile on his face.
Double murder, couple months ago. The woman was married, not to him. Both shot him.
For whose benefit it was hard to say, that it would be them.
His gun was still hot.
Certain deaths can't help but take on a...
Ah, well, let's...
You pick up the payphone's handset. You step away. You pick up the payphone's You press. A man in a hard hat and blue vest. The poke sends a ripple from your fingertip through the rest of your body, resonating. You step away.
Did you find an emptier person? Yes? I have no schnapps. Is it over for me? Is it over for the scene? He's old school, living in his zero knowledge of the scene. He's the manager of the housing campaign, or at least that's what he calls himself. Yeah, like what? The scenes. See you on... There is no
Looks like you missed your tram.
controllers in.
But at least you didn't get yourself zeroed out. So thank you for that. Just a casual phone call between old friends. We've got a lot to catch up about. You really went off script back there. We're lucky.
Today, zero soul down. Artificial dreams flicker against the wall, fleeting.
We're only as good as our sources. You know, I've heard in the developed world they have
Summer, get out of...
messages that bypass the mind's conscious.
Your task etches itself in the folds of your subconscious. Once seen, some things can't be unseen. A bird passes across the beam of the projector, casting a lunatic shadow as it goes.
Forgiveness is rarely in the cards for us, I'm afraid. You said whatever happens has already happened. So in that sense, that...
Already the outlines of the whole picture. Assassinate a high-ranking foreign official. Return to the operant bureau's graces. This is the offer that's been extended to you.
Dice cupped in the Manus Mati. Ready. Let's talk about what you need now. A plan, a tool. You recently made a new acquaintance, did you? He seems like a highly knowledgeable individual. I'm sure he could help you find a suitable time and place for you. Is that so? I didn't realize you two were still in touch. Well, the Manuspati has given us a... If there's a deal to be struck, your old friend will be the one to approve it. How wonderful it... Because you haven't yet felt out your trading partner. We're talking about the linchpin of the developed world. They will deal. Isn't it? I thought we'd resolve the contradiction by using one enemy.
Thus,
Talk to Esty. Find out what your new acquaintance is worth to them. Give them the moon if they ask for it. It sounds so fun and easy when you say it like that. Of course, I was thinking something discreet. Difficult to acquire. Impossible. Sadly, we haven't got the time nor the connections to arrange a proper...
Opera speak for your problem.
I told them we should have stuffed something in the fax machine. I think a quiet purchase is best. Less paperwork. How you arrange that is up to you. You will. You must. You didn't think you were going to do this alone. You won't know until you've asked.
Squad. From Square. A former...
The knight errant, to assemble and guide the rest. The cupbearer, to stand by you absolutely. The astronomist, to reflect things in a different light. The fool, no question. You and he always got along. Friends even. Good with wife.
No phone line is safe when he's on your side.
That's a great shame. I'll make sure he gets his unmarked star. Much like your old friend himself. And worth asking about her availability in any event. Oh, you're serious, aren't you? We don't have to rehash ancient lore, but if you were to insist, he could take up his another unmarked star. What a shame. For your squad, probably not. But you may end up playing it. Yes, she probably... Her, I actually have a note.
A houseboat doctor. Could it be Dr. Hugo? Perhaps he's changed his name.
Right. The stress...
Impression.
Inert. I would probably I'll be there for you as well. You can reach me from any payphone if you need help in theater. For any...
The opera's psychomancers must have known you'd been key to play this particular song on repeat. Hoping this time the tune would come out different.
Take heart, my friend. We're at the end of history. Now get some rest. Don't fall...
A click. You pick up the payphone's hands. You step away from the payphone. You pick up the No react. Give it a rest for today. You step away from the... You pick up the payphone. You step away from...
If you think the philosophy of Jiang Wang is just about craft, giving you a momentary escape, look around you.
The testing ground for technologies of...
More a prison of sheep, actually. A fluffy cage where the inmates are... Do not ask. Reach out. That is the Wang way of... Don't just make your own guns, make your own laws. Make your own drugs, print your own IOU. And remember, you owe the prison of sheep nothing, and that includes remuneration for the items that you decide you need. Stealing implies the breaking of an agreed social contract. Go now. The world is yours. The only thing stopping you is your ovine adherence. And if anyone tries to stop you...
The Wang guide to ostensibly a house. You leave the instruction. 500 gram high. The precarity of anything resulting from these... Yes. A fair amount of this stuff is lying around the workbench in Photo 24. You have definitely... Building it will... The cleaning tuk-tuk. The tuk-tuk remains... You gaze up at disorientating, an expression of exquisite, strange eyes beneath a crown, a little of both, an indifferent angel, ultravioletta, according to the projection text. Below the name, a delicate voice weaves through the sadness in it seems meant for you, and you alone. Cover the moon when I'm gone. Oh, the girl continues. Marito squints up at the dilap.
Hola again, miss. Please stand. Eviction notice, miss. We got reports of squatters in the palace.
He leans to the side. Does the proto-fascist larvae not know that palaces of culture were built to be...
It's for their safety. The building's all rotten on the inside. Not to mention that if anything happens, we'll waste valuable Guardia time picking their remains out of the rubble. There's no guarantee here.
He makes no move towards the building. At all. He nods at you.
Back again, are we? Of course you will.
Stray spies still wandering around, looking for their forever home. Keep your powder dry. Stray spies still wandering around, looking for their forever home.
On further reflection, names are hard.
Giannis. Don't know what that fucking means, no. You calling me two-faced? Better be. This is amateur hour, Hirsch. Alive? Where? Rookie error from a fucking retiree. He should have never... So not the weeping eye. Empty.
This unre-educated youth must be made to feel the full weight of terror behind.
Got it.
The phantom vampire squid that straddles the so-called developed world and seizes the milk.
Fuck the bank. You should see what the bazaar brings in. What's he giving them? Are we fucked? Fuck. Are you alright? I'm sure she'll show. Thanks for coming through, Herschel. I honestly don't know. Temple never said anything about him. This one?
Half a city away, an old man hunches on a damp mattress and thinks of the odd stranger who went through so much effort to find him.
This old prick say anything else? And what's that gonna cost you? Well, we've got to do something about him, haven't we, Herschel?
The girl watches you. The device. Ask.
Speak your piece. Who do you trust? Me or this clapped-up old clown? Oh, that mega violator. Yeah, sure, but...
No backhanded retort. No reflexive insult.
Rarest you've ever known. One of a kind, even. Yeah.
Impossible. A memory passes through an older memory, and each...
When do you get so slow, Hirsch? Me. I'm right here. Always have been. Death's for small thinkers. You think Taxman, prized fucking asset, wouldn't hold up his end of the promise?
Person to person.
He is there and not there. All your senses twitch at the eeriness, at the undeniable. The girl stubs out her cigarette.
How you been, Hirsch?
I've missed you around. Yeah.
You remember him saying that a long time ago. Chant-like. A little ritual.
Weird, yes, but there's nothing fucking singular about it. Because there's a lot at stake. Because I didn't know whether you were on my side, let alone dependable. And because you were pretty late. Being predictable isn't... Also, I really didn't think you'd believe me. I mean, I wouldn't. They're more like bootlegs. Imprints, I think they call it. Sounds impossible, right? I thought so too, but clearly, a little bit possible.
Leave the door ajar. Do not lock yourself within the tyranny of the rational.
Witchcraft. It's like a bad mirror. A wishing well for your loose dreams. It starts with a memory or something. But don't ask me, I was considerably kind of. He just gave me a load of ketamine, which I'm pretty sure isn't in the official manual. But you have to be...
A weave of city away. The being formerly known as...
There were pictures on the wall projected from the machine, and I think an image of Tempo as a kid. Like I said, fucking witchcraft. Darker than I remember them. I don't have shit of his memories either. So let's not play 20 fucking questions. I'm just him now, and that's it. Yeah, the pricks in power fire it up whenever they need a new politicon. All from one guy bootlegging himself over in the... According to Tempo, anyway. But when we covered intra-Luthien relations,
A theory often dismissed as rumor, but taken more seriously on the top levels of the Operant Bureau. The Lusian political ministry are all identical psychic graft.
because Tempo was scared. He wanted the backup. He thought they were gonna kill him. Keen prediction. He told me before he did it. He sat me down and explained it all. Blood dripping out of his nose, totally off his face, but not like slurring his words. And they were, evidently. Maybe they were the least of his enemies. This place, plenty of cunts out there with murderous intent. There was rain in my head, Hirsch. There was always... I don't know. Not that. Not really. But it stopped raining, at least. And why would I want that? Haven't yet. Anyway, this is a forever kind of deal. And the deal is, I deal with it. Move the fuck on. It feels like I can't quite remember myself. Like I'm...
Like a day-old phone number written on the back of a young hand.
I watched a lot of TV as a kid. Whenever there was a bad storm, the blocking antennas would get... That's how it feels sometimes. Like a signal error. Hearing someone else's thoughts and now they're yours. But the static's not the thoughts. It's my... Nope. Just me. But also there's more me now. Outside the coverage. If it is, I'd like to know who's paying out. Yeah, sure, Hirsch. All that shit in the office was just red paint. It's Yana. Just one Yana. Thanks, Hirsch. New World Order. Still getting to grips with it. Right here. It's mystical fucking gear, Hirsch.
From beneath her chair, she pulls out a small console device, about the size of a dinner tray. What is this thing? At first glance, it could pass for some unmarked consumer novelty. A portable television, or a handheld game system.
Yeah, it hasn't got an actual name anywhere on it. This is the thing that made me what I am. Nope. Fucked. Needs batteries. Special Luthien. Might be better for you to, you know, hang on to it or...
Jackpot.
Because it reminds me I'm basically some... Also, you seem like you're in a load of shit, Hirsch. Maybe you need a backup yourself. So do me a fucking favor. And no, it did not come with an adapter. But it does have cocaine in it. Speak your piece. Guns are an Azuri racket. Bazaar doesn't carry. Handgun? You're looking for an entry-level Azuri frontman. One of those expendable fucks they shop. There's a particularly lame one who hangs out near the roundabout. He's tried it on with me a couple of 3 times.
Sounds familiar. She's talking about Goat Eyes, the lovelorn soul of many endeavors. Here you go. A hyper...
I'm waiting. Still waiting. Doubtful. This is painful. I'm putting an end to this. And yo, Hirsch, that operation with Asset Scarf, tailing the weird headphones guy, I'm pretty sure it's about the imprinting device. He probably knows I have it. Or had it. Because now you've got it. I'm highly fucking...
She takes a deliberate drag.
Let's have each other's backs, Hirsch.
His half-hooded eyes struggled to look,
Well, that is...
lapping the air like a giant child's tongue.
Sign an agreement by both parties. No. To commute...
Could have guessed that was coming.
Again. Now you understand. Che meta... If you insist. Wonder...
The senior negotiator.
Now, treaties...
The master treaty that ended history and stagnated all current world affairs. Signed 96 years ago by...
But I don't think they realize that this secret treaty that Emter has brought to Luce, it's another piece of... I'm sure you've noticed. La Luce have started up... We're going to shut all that down. No more fighter jets, no more aircraft carriers. A free peek in the girls' changing rooms, of course. A dalliance with the developed world. Culture blockade. I do, yes. I think it's bringing them into the developed world won't make that much. Not ashamed to admit, I was quite moved by someone. And you never know. Maybe showing them the wonders of our side. Apparently, some tete-a-tete time with the Minister of Mass Culture as loaded gun at Reno's pied-à-terre. The city's... I don't know. Gaps in the schedule, unclear times, all hand unshakable. Been around the block. Apparently, some tete-a-tete time with a few cries of dissent amongst the military heart. I don't know. Yes, Freddy may call it... I don't. Metamoto is just the maintenance man. But at least I know. At Reno's... The move. He will take the whole... Reno's eyes have swiveled towards lunar... He is hosting the secret treaty, where they've been for the last century. Loitering outside the... I don't. But at least at Reno... My kind of thing. L'Empire sans territoire. We are a band. The dark origin. On with it then. Centuries back, far before the Tour Wogar and the vivisection of the world. The great powers backed our rival. Cowards. Now,
Hence the origins of its most abiding name.
no territory, no legal recourse to collect. Now it's all so much more humane. Peaks above board. I'm sure human capital are on top of it. We bankrolled a certain enterprising rebel faction in Miado Lima. Bloody hence our greatest innovation.
In some distant parts of the world, Emter is devourers of sovereign.
Now we grip a string on every... Of course, nice names...
Emter is normalized. Something that sane, non-conspiratorial people could complain about to each other. All is right with the...
Welcome home. Coolest part? Good deal. Very good deal. Who doesn't appreciate stability? Sorry to hear. Maybe we saved this place. You realize that? Peripheral backwater. Barbaric. Don't just believe. Debt is stimulating. Makes people... They should be thanking me for my largesse. Of course they won't. Have you met the working class? They forget... Oh, so not just big picture. You're talking illicit picture. Copies of copies of copies of copies. Lusian Minister of High economy. He had a name, but no hope of recall, I'm afraid, given current circumstances. First time official, big table talks, lobby of a vacant hotel. Aggressive, but honest. No nonsense.
Behind milky corneas.
Rapid on logistics. Got the layers, the interlocking. Talked about growth, dynamic curves. I did, I'll admit. Bonded over 8. Eventually there was something uncanny about him. Like he was imitating movement.
An image. It's negative.
But who's to say I wasn't simply projecting? I'd be happy to officially. Also massive chunks of equity. Years ago, sovereign funds, overseas. The cut and thrusting of jurisdictions. Zoning. North Kino, post-Civil War. Where to put my... Of his sacred deals, I can tolerate them if they're not too long and I have a good booth. Ah, the opera of the opera. Too much goodbye.
You approach your double. A faint line of drool darkens the sheet. As you consider the vacant face of your inanimate double, your thought, some things are better left untouched. A brief red pulse. Without batteries, the device is useless. You return to the workbench. This now is a gun. Your reason for being here, if only it were as trivial as that. Your dexterity, there's not much you can do to repair a single. The instrument of death calls out from the future, begging you to bring it into being. You picture the simple, the strike of a metal pin. You consult the plywood, glue, and all found among the junk in your near vicinity. Check. Check. 500 grams of one of the prized completion rate. From the profoundest, most autistic depths of yourself, a sense of universal harmony and order where it's all nothing but assorted junk unless you manage to successfully. You place the plank below the... Slowly. It acquires dimensions as you assemble the panes. A plywood model of a brutalist edifice. You cut a length out of the broom and sand it down. Next, you glue the springs in place into a metal backboard, making a satisfying rough tessellation as the pipe slides. A 12-year-old child in the... As the barrel slides into place, you slide into your place in the tradition of gun. Which luxury article do you wish to uncreate? Toxic white fumes rise with alarm. Thankfully, the plastic visor and built-in respirator of the limpet. The set in plastic emits an evil hiss. A line of bubbles gripping the barrel and your creation emerges. Barrel and trigger emerge from a mottled, vaguely off. If you had any soldering skills, you might be able to give it some more stability. The plastic body disc. Now the last step, padded internally with layers of cloth, paper and foam. The can completes your weapon's chimeric appearance. You will find out. The tape on the grip is slick and uneven in your hands, the barrel heavy. Yet you are now armed. Though inelegant, the magwell receives each bullet with silent precision. You cradle the device. The side that hinges outward features thin script. Futuristic yet legible. Cool. Life, death, and consciousness. An unusual one. It's evident that this is not a consumer. In effect, that the future belongs to Lalouse. A world where great audio-visual processions broadcast hope across the cold firmament. It awaits you with open hinges and arrays of... The device's shell pop out of battery juice. You flip the device around and find a translucent triangle on the back panel. Lucian. Spen. All that remains in the empty compartment of free contact. Now you look for... Search for Lucian electronics. Expense. If it's foreign and lights up and or vibrate. The boy in the bazaar was quite proud of his wolf. You feel it calling for you as you... You return to the workbench. Bagman gestured. The sounds from the command.
I'll print. Oh? Are you considering... I told Pseudopod to use tape and not...
Though within reason is...
He doesn't seem to have gotten around to it.
He died alone, in an unfamiliar room with nothing to remind him of who he was, or where he came from.
Ah, if you want... Well, regardless, I know Pseudopod wasn't... If you do have any questions... Ah, yes. And I couldn't help but notice the art. Well, I'm... Whatever makes you feel at home. Apologies, Opulent. That's a bit beyond my remit. If you're short on funds, you should speak with your controller directly.
She nods.
I'll be here if you...
A single sheet of... At the top of the page is a header next to a grayscale logo you can't make out. Port. Cascade. Possess information. Critical. Go all the way down. Miho. Miho. Likely an acronym. Major investigation. Malodorous, insufferable human. Portofero Cosmonautics and SpaceX. The site of the failed launch. It was abandoned soon after. This Miho entity is waiting for you at the dark end. Your landlady glances up, then quickly looks back down with a non-committal shrug. You make short work of the cheap paper. You swallow it down in one go. You turn away. You return to the desk. You turn away from the desk. You return. You leave the trout. Raw information atomizes itself. On
Cascade. Your old schnapps, then?
a ripple through your... She has a copy of your pomegranate folder open in front of her.
Was it as you left it? A bit haunted. That's natural. Involuntary memory. I suggest you don't submerge yourself in your darkest and most... Let's keep the past at arm's... Now, was there something else? The eternal question. I'm guessing this means your generous stipend has not in fact covered your various expenses. The assignment. Realistically, I see 3 options available to you. You could resort to a life of minor criminality, you could adopt a more lucrative ideology, Or, of course, I mean in theater. There must...
You realize you have seen no dogs in Portofino.
Sure, why not? You're already a fixture around there. What else is on your mind, Operant? Sure. What else is on your mind, Operant? Yes? What do you need? Trouble with the bank. Unsurprising. Have you tried checking the post boxes? Any envelopes in there? For God's sake, Cascade. Somewhere... Very well. Pseudopod? What do you want to know? Okay. Thank you for I don't see what this could have to do with pseudopod, but... Any genuine Lucian product... Okay. Cascade, you are not a doctor. Leave him alone. Fine. Tell me everything.
A pen stands to attention in a long-fingered hand.
Ah, I see. You've got yourself the... Please. Dubious lore about Lucian imprinting. Personally, I find this stuff a bit hard to follow. But the usual line is that these imprints... unintelligible stuff, mainly. Babble about dream erasure.
Nightmare-grade material.
Usually, they just want money and a nice state-issued apartment. It's not my job to believe. It's my... No one outside La Luz understands how this imprinting business really works. I believe he's supposed to be the original theorist of...
Or perhaps a genuine technophat.
Oh yeah? Does it work? How convenient. What makes you sure your old friend didn't simply buy himself a bridge in the depths of a cocaine fugue? Believe what you choose. What else is on your mind? I don't know who you're referring to. If he is, and if he did. Which isn't to say he couldn't be useful to you. So you have yourself a magic spell. Careful how you use it. An imaginary friend who's actually useful. Did who reach out though?
The window rattles. Some nightbound animal scratches at the door.
Oh, you're still talking about the imaginary man. There's nothing to forget. Now what else is... I know it failed. I know it near...
Why the interest in space? Look at it. What's it doing up there? What if it's just a big...
Is that surprising? Project Autonomia was a big deal. Portofino was meant to join the... No. None of those things. How do you mean, more? Are we really talking about Portofino, Operant? No one at all. Most people can't handle the thought of their own failures. They bottle them up. Luck and skill, Operant.
Raw information atomizes itself.
Cascade. Go on. Yes. Very fine. Luck and skill up.
The bed welcomes you for a soft slumber. The stillness of the room quietens your mind as you settle down. The stereo is right where you left it. You step away.
Hey, Cascade. He was here. I saw him. That loanat over there. I think he took something from it. Small. Like a package. It was hard to see. I took notes. Tall, smoker, long jacket, big collar.
He looks off in the direction. It's like a pig looking at wind.
I know. He keeps shouting. Awaiting review. Yana? Yeah. Yeah, she's going to love this.
Mal credito, no problemo. Beneath him, a rusted mail slot welcomes loan applications. An envoy of the so-called developer. Kurt wasn't looking at his eyes. He was looking at the stack of paper clutched in his fists. All disputes fall under the credit. The signs are all too obvious. The boss of Liquid Imperium. A cosmeticated reaction. And this is an astral door. A dead drop. You notice now that his wide grin. The metal flap creaks open. The blade of light catches crimson plastic. A red disc, marked with the words Ultravioletta, followed by the very same. Still doesn't explain why he wasn't wearing trousers. You gather your thoughts, staving off the final insight. Unlikely. The slot is too narrow in the chamber within. A quick appraisal reveals 2 heavyweight locks. Begin here. The weird man in headphones is an MTER operant. That much is clear from this astral door. Logical succession. Most important part of the job. The matching discs cannot be a coincidence. The headphone man and pseudopod. Did pseudopod defect to MTER for a disc? So more likely, weaponized technology. Red for danger, red for a bearer of the plague. Very much depends on what's on the disc. She hasn't given you the full story. Quick fingers of wind pluck the aerotram wires above you. She could use it. Behind the facade, her small hand is outstretched in desperation. The pompadour man looks expectantly over your shoulder, his gaze alight. Predictive reinforcement. You have a sliver of time in which to react, the span of a single mental event. Full-on evasive maneuvers, speed and distance. Your shoulder thumps with impact, bones vibrate, a searing pain, blooming in spirals, then somewhere after. The bullet would have completely missed had you just stood still. You lock eyes with a man in a long coat. Around his neck are a large pair of headphones. There's barely enough time for a response. The man keeps his eyes on you until the last second. As he goes, you catch a flash. Slowly, then all at once, the world fades back in. You are alone again. The grinning financial. The grinning man, what? The grinning financial. The metal flap. The blade of light catches crimson. An outgun. Still doesn't explain why you gather your thought. The grinning man.
Bored? I say the same thing to you. What do you want? Of course he does. He wants to spite me. Mick. Apart from physical assault, you mean? I bring that up, and I'm sure he'll do anything to shut you up. I know. I told you to do it. What did the swine do this time? Somehow, yes. I suspect a fertility experiment. Hate. My theory is that dullness he exudes is the result of a fungus of some kind. A parasitic brain mold playing at the motor cortex. What? Of a mullet? Is that what he told? Put it this way. There was a project. Yes. I knew they were going to screw up. But I went along. Abruptly, I got a call from Abbe one morning. Bored. They even had the audacity to... Royally. That's why not... Yeah. What did the... Yeah. Adios.
Yo, Hirsch. You check in with Marco yet? Got something on your mind, Hirsch?
The girl pauses for a drag as a...
Is Marco all right? Okay, that's good, thanks. He actually shot you. Hardcore, Hirsch. Very cool. I didn't know there would be guns on the table. I can't trust Marco with a fucking gun. He almost took his jugular out with a shaving razor last week. I could have sworn the headphone guy was with the Luthians. But you say Emperor again. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's a midnight prick like you. Yeah, because of Tempo's deal with the old guy. Thought he was one of their agents, maybe. An actual good one. Again, Hirsch, are you living in a reality where the fucking has stopped? But this makes zero sense. Why would the M-Cons be so interested in our deal? Interesting theory, Hirsch. Half right, too, I'd say.
This is all laid out in front of you. A map of islands with unmarked bridges. A hurried, desperate backup. Yet the practical logistics of the scheme were... And yeah, in the slow dip of silence, a piano... That's why she was there. Which leaves a single...
I was wondering when you were gonna ask that. This whole fuck show started when we brought... Actually, better if I just... Follow me. And Hirsch?
The girl mashes the ends of her cigarette. The girl leaves a strange cord hanging in the air as she turns to face you.
Yana, who's this?
A sudden vision. Shrunk.
This is Hirsch. She's a friend of Temple's. Friend of mine. Might be able to help us.
Yes.
The tyrant queen of the world's wounded heart.
Yes, fucking seriously. Was not serious about...
Hello, Hirsch. It's nice to meet you. You're not an ultra, then? That's fair. Sorry, I've been told I can come across a little cold at first. Call me V. Cool. I'd like that.
You can't quite shake the feeling that this girl is seeing visions of your death as you talk, and keeping them all. This being before you is immune to time. Really.
So what are you doing here, Hirsch? How does she know about the plan?
Because Hirsch is a communist spy.
Oh, cool. Because Temple said he'll get me far away, with proper exit papers and everything.
Eastern Republics was the play. Very casual on that entry road.
So I took it. I trusted Tempo, and now I'm stuck here.
I'm right here, Hirsch.
No need to apologize. I wanted to get out, and I still do. I still will. The actual singing was way down the list of what I was, or what I am. Then, let's say the new material didn't meet my standards. Thought it was a good time to move on to my... I'm getting out of La Luz, and out of my own shadow. I'm getting away from... Some people will do anything to meet me, you know. But as soon as they do, a little light goes out in their eyes. Then a part of them wishes they'd never met me at all. I know.
If Luth is out there looking for a group of non-existent countercultural cunts, all the better for us.
I wasn't kidnapped, though.
Kidnapped with consent. If the kids find out, it'll be all...
Those same people would have raised me just so they could discover me all over again. Fuck them. Money for what? Some kind of dream chasing? I see those artists recording pale imitations in gold studios and then going back to the big houses that their real work paid. No, they don't. When it's gone for good. Maybe I am. But believe it or not, Hersh, even pop stars can think critically sometimes. And soon I'll just be a girl in a missing poster, if I make it out. I didn't fake every tear.
I'm still going to get her to the Eastern Republics. This is just a whatever the fuck creative stopgap.
I believe her. Yana's my S tier.
Looking at the two girls, you are reminded that all your close relationships have ended in either tragedy or miscommunication. Usually both.
I will. We will.
Becoming a hyper-tier artist at the apex of her fame and talent. Yeah. But as it shook out, I'm a gay middle-aged bootlegger with a nicotine dependency. Funny the little ways life fucks you.
It's her life. If she wants to be...
Aren't we a collection of everyone we've got? The other girl looks down and instinctively reaches for her cigarette packet.
Negotiations? That's where managers are for. No, sorry.
She's not involved, Hirsch. Pretty simple when you break it down. V's still V. I'm...
busted. I'm not sure it even really happened. First thing the instructors do in La Fábrica is the place where all L-pop stars are trained. Viciously competitive, but very thrilling. The roughest, if you're not. And at the end, there was a 20-girl deathmatch, and the final survivor got a record deal. No, of course not, Hirsch. I went in when I was 6 years old, so all these kind of stuff, and I don't want to be her anymore. Where did you get that?
You could make a fuckfold of money.
A fuckfold. 54,567,000.
I was sure my record label shelved it. I don't think you're supposed to have that. Nobody. Because it's not finished. I never... You should ask...
Hold up. Timing is too clear-cut. She sabotaged the release by disappearing.
I had a very bad feeling about it. So yes, good point, Hersh. It would be very strange for them to release a song. You, but from...
The world slows for a fraction of a...
There was this recording engineer on it, Paulo. He was really sweet. And then at the end, this big minister turned up at the studio. The minister...
The Grand Lich of...
Before he left, he cleared out all the other people from the studio and sat with me in the recording room. He told me how much he was looking forward to this song.
In a dim recording studio in the Lucian capital of Cicatree's frontier.
There was some talk of a concert in space too. The whole thing seemed... I heard that from my publicist, but Donatella's always saying stuff like that. Only about... A gimmick? Maybe. To me it sounded very ominous. I don't... How do you know Minister Reyes, by the way? Okay.
Super fucking shady. Now I'm worried, Hirsch.
I've heard something like that before, yes. Sorry, Hirsch, I'm not really into politics. Isn't everywhere? Those red discs are single player. What do you mean weird? Yes, they're pretty cool. I would prefer if they came in purple though. Why?
A middle-aged vendor carefully arranges his wares in a corner.
But you said listening to this empty. Maybe you're just conditioned to hear something, and not hearing it caused some dissonance. I remember some scandal in Luz many years ago about the weaponized use of sonic tart. You can save people with music though. I truly believe that. So I think you could kill them too. What do you mean, took out? Oh my...
Are you serious, Hirsch? Fuck me.
Yana, I don't know anything about this. You shouldn't be so hard. So this...
Fucked him up.
I'm very sorry to hear that. No. There are hundreds of bootlegs out there.
As Petra told you, Einzelton XR is immune to bootlegging.
Then maybe... I just recorded a song, Hirsch, like I always do.
A thin film of tears forms across our eyes.
That's not what I want for my music. Not at all. And please don't mention it again.
Dr. Gonza was right. This has to be a sex thing. He just wasn't thinking.
What? Oh my goodness. Hirsch, no. Please, stop. I've had a lot. I'm finding you. It's not... Oh, really? What did you think?
Cool. I knew you were a cunt, Hirsch, but I didn't think you were a music critic.
Please don't mention it again. Great. The very thing I'm trying to outrun is right outside the door. They're kind of obsessive. And I don't know. I think some of the music's meaning gets lost. Yeah, you're right, Hirsch. Well, I can, actually. I can flee the state and never come back. Random acts of self-annihilation are not unheard. I get letters too. These days they screen them to keep away the worst. Not the music itself, but you're dealing with a human soul, Hirsch. Gets mucky in there. Obviously, this is why I don't like this whole fan shifting thing. They go too far. Then they start encouraging each other. My music is about feeling. I never actually said that. It was some nothing phrase that the PR team... By the autumn, they'll have forgotten why they liked it. Moonglow will no longer be Moonglow.
Don't lump me in with those skanky...
How do you mean, Hirsch?
It's kinda different, Hirsch. I didn't want to be V. I just wanted to be anybody but me. As you could...
I knew you both, Yana, before the imprinting. You're not just Temple.
The girl throws a quick glance at the pop star and half.
I agree. I want... Easy. Keep running all the way to the Eastern Republic. A good music scene. And a distant shore. I never thought of myself like that. But yeah.
A fugitive from one empire or another. Do angels ever truly know if they're moving through the living or the dead?
And a little braver. As long as I have something that makes sound by my side, I'm not afraid of it. Trying to, yeah. Are you familiar with the old material? I think the over... Anyway, L-pop's all sad, but not all bad. I brought a few good songs here and there. It's nice. A little intimidating too. I don't want...
She plays a few slow bars. It reminds you of the final line of a poem.
That's because it's a sweet melody. I could put down 100 of that. Be a perfectionist or be one of the others. That's what I think. I think the world has too much music. It's everywhere. Shops, restaurants, cafes, rooftops, lifts. Yana tells me even the aerotrams. I think it's just the very opposite of what music should be. Okay.
This girl was adrift and in dire need of a collab. Time to make your mark, culturally.
Okay. They may be stronger than your... On occasion I fuck with the golem. Absolutely. They're a perfect
Desolation and
I listen to them before going on stage sometimes. They emotionally tune me. It's weird. Yeah, real feel. Oh yes, I used to have posters. I really respect her. She fought to produce...
Bending the gear to...
I can't imagine it. No problem, Hirsch. Sure. No problem. We can just call it L-pop. What would you like to know? I took some inspiration from an old Lucian death rite. To make sure that that person doesn't get trapped in the reflection. You don't see it much in the cities anymore, but in the smaller towns...
A 6-year-old girl slowly lifts the corner of a heavy white sheet with frayed edges. Behind the sheet is a mirror.
Anyway, I had this dream one night where I was trapped in the moon. Yet. It was more like a nightmare, to be honest. And so I thought, when I die, then I took that image and wrote the song. I think it's relatable. Can't argue with the charts. I don't think anyone keeps a record of that. Maybe. You'd have to ask the Ministry of Mass Culture. No problem, Harry. Sweet dream. Hirsch.
This girl is no longer a pop star. She is a liminal artist caught in a liminal space. She doesn't need help.
Hirsch, don't be a dickhead. I asked you to be...
It's okay, Yana. I've been asking myself that same question. I've got a notebook full of ideas, but none of them feel like me. No, she's always been some kind of stranger. I don't think so. No one's used this since I was 8 years old. Cascade. Not bad. How come? Difficult second album. Won't know until the... Thanks, Hersh. En Iluminado, cascade would be cascatear. Cascade.
Yeah, not bad at all. You could even split it.
You could. Yeah, pretty good, Yana. That's for sure. Last year, some unfortunate Elbow rookie called herself Starlight. No final decisions yet, obviously. I'm very early in the process. But this was fun, Hersh. Thank you.
Nothing from Earth. That's the...
Hold time and place before you. Luminous. Sense. Lyrics I didn't write, but I did. I don't know. Shared dreams passed from... I imagined I was floating on the edge of a black hole, moments before falling through, and maybe those lyrics, maybe something else.
The eternal zero. Light would fall. In front of you would be true dark. But if you only looked behind, you would be the last witness to the culmination of the back of your own. And for close to 1,000 years, to the awestruck below.
I thought it was all a little scary, to be honest. Beautiful though, and very... Something else did. Go ahead. No problem, Harry. Sweet dreams. Hirsch. Sweet dream.
Remember, Hirsch, no weird shit around V. Later, Hirsch. Remember, Hirsch, no weird shit around V.
Nothing. Just the sound of breeze for a broken window.
Later, Hirsch. Remember, Hirsch. Later, Hirsch.
Purple plastic. Could it? Could it be? The brand plate either. A ceremonial blade. She made fall on it. Ward against the spell of the new. Achieve something like some really good spying. Sold with defect. One of the under-theorized appeals of Louisiana obsession with foreign import. Some tools make the work feel cooler though. Some...
Many. I take it on tour and have it set up in the hotel room. I basically...
Flower on the Precipice has Holding Hands with Strangers on it. That's one of his biggest songs. Has a nice line in it, actually. In the...
Thank you, Yana. I like that one too.
I'll let you know when I hit it.
Falling forever through infinite distance. You mind?
You brush your finger into the near middle A.
Hirsch, what are you doing?
Hirsch, stop.
This little weirdo thinks she owns music now.
We're watching you do it. This is an everything crisis. Mental, creative, communist, she snapped. V, we might have to get physical.
Play any old shit and wrap this up. The discordant notes echo out into silence. It is painfully...
Thank you for sharing.
Now step the fuck away from the keyboard.
The young pop star untensed.
Remember, Hirsch. Later, Hirsch.